Have you ever stopped to consider what you would do if you knew your life would end tomorrow? Take a moment. Really think about it. This isn't just a hypothetical question. It's the beating heart of Stoicism, a philosophy that dares you to live with piercing awareness, to treasure the fleeting present, and to stare into the face of the inevitable without flinching. In a world that often feels like it's spinning out of control, Stoicism, as illuminated by the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, offers not just a lifeline, but a lantern to guide us through the dark.
Life, let's be honest, is no fairy tale. It hurls challenges at us, loss, pain, injustice, with a relentless fury that spares no one. You can't stop the storm from raging. The winds of fate will blow whether you're ready or not. But here's the harsh truth. You can learn to stand unshaken in its eye, rooted in a calm that defies the chaos. This is where Stoicism steps in, not as a dusty relic of ancient Rome, but as a living, breathing map for navigating the unpredictable terrain of modern existence. Marcus Aurelius, a ruler burdened with the weight of an empire, turned to this philosophy not to escape life's trials, but to meet them head-on with wisdom and resilience. And it's a method that still holds power today. Picture this, a man who lost everything. His job vanished in a corporate downsizing, his home swallowed by debt, his family fractured by the strain. In that abyss of despair, he could have crumbled, and no one would have blamed him. Instead, he stumbled upon Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, a collection of personal reflections written not for posterity, but for the emperor's own soul. There, amid the ruins of his life, he found these words: "You can be happy if you choose to be." It wasn't a magic fix, but a spark. He started small, dragging himself out of bed, facing the mirror, taking one deliberate step forward. Day by day, he rebuilt not just his circumstances, but his spirit, proving that Stoicism isn't a theory for the privileged. It's a tool for the broken, a way to wrest control from chaos. Marcus Aurelius himself wrote, "Don't wait for someone else to make you happy. You are your own happiness." Pause and let that sink in. This is the core of Stoicism. True contentment doesn't hinge on external victories or the approval of others. It flows from within, from how you choose to see and respond to the world. It's a radical idea, especially in our age of endless distractions, where we're bombarded with notifications, expectations, and the seductive lie that happiness lies just beyond the next purchase or promotion. Stoicism cuts through that noise, urging us to focus on what's essential: our thoughts, our actions, our character. Why does this matter now? Because we live in an era of unprecedented connectivity and choice, yet so many of us feel adrift, overwhelmed by the sheer volume of it all. Stoicism offers a sanctuary of clarity. It teaches us to detach from the opinions of others, to find peace in simplicity, and to transform adversity into a forge for growth. Whether you're grappling with a toxic workplace, a personal setback, or just the grind of daily life, Stoicism hands you a framework to stay steady, to hold fast to your values when everything else is shifting sand. And it's not just ancient wisdom. Its echoes resound in modern psychology, like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which draws on Stoic principles to help people reframe their thoughts and reclaim their emotional lives. Another Stoic voice, Epictetus, adds to this chorus: "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This isn't about denying pain or pretending everything's fine. It's about owning your power to choose your response. And no, Stoicism doesn't demand you suppress your emotions like some cold, unfeeling machine. It's about mastering them, feeling the full depth of life's joys and sorrows, but acting with reason and purpose. It's the difference between being swept away by a river and learning to navigate its currents. Think of the greats who've leaned on this philosophy. Marcus Aurelius, ruling an empire while wrestling with mortality. Modern thinkers like Tim Ferriss and Ryan Holiday, who've harnessed Stoicism to thrive in a frenetic world. It's not about chasing external glory. It's about building an inner fortress of strength. And it's not passivity either. Stoics don't shrug at injustice or abandon ambition. They act, they strive, they fight for what's right, but always with a clear-eyed grasp of what they can and cannot change. So, I turn to you, reading these words right now. What's holding you back from taking the reins of your life? Stoicism isn't a museum piece to admire from afar. It's a tool for you, here and now. You can't control the hand you're dealt, but you can control how you play it. That's your freedom, your power, your birthright. Imagine waking up each morning unshaken by petty dramas, facing challenges with a quiet resolve, knowing your inner world is yours to command. That's the promise of Stoicism, a life of resilience, wisdom, and unshakable joy. What's your excuse? Why not start today? Take a breath. Reflect. What's in your control and what isn't? Let go of the latter, pour your energy into the former, and watch how it transforms you. This isn't a quick fix. It's a practice, a journey of progress, not perfection. Each day, you'll test these ideas against the raw stuff of your life, and with each step, you'll grow stronger, wiser, more at peace. Open your mind to Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics. Take that first step. Your future self is waiting, and it's grateful. What if the key to a life of unbreakable strength isn't about conquering the world, but conquering yourself? Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, forged a path through life's chaos with three unshakable pillars: mastering your thoughts and emotions, accepting what you cannot change, and aligning your life with nature's rhythms. These aren't abstract theories, they're practical, timeless tools to build resilience in a world that spares no one. Let's uncover each one and see how they can transform you. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Here's a harsh truth to swallow. Life doesn't owe you anything. Friends will drift, plans will unravel, and disasters will strike without warning. You can't stop the chaos from coming, but you can decide how it shapes you. Stoicism teaches that while the external world is beyond your grip, your mind is yours alone to command. Your reactions, your perspective, your inner peace, they're your fortress if you choose to build it. Picture Marcus Aurelius, an emperor burdened with a fracturing empire, endless wars, and a plague ravaging his people. Yet, amidst this storm, he penned in his meditations, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." He didn't curse fate or crumble, he chose discipline. He chose to rule his mind when he couldn't rule the world. That's power. Now turn the lens on yourself. What storms rage in your head? Resentment over a slight? Dread of tomorrow? Stoicism doesn't demand you deny these feelings. It demands you rise above them. You're not a slave to every whim of emotion. You can pause, breathe, and choose differently. It's hard, yes, but it's freedom worth fighting for. Life is a brutal teacher. It doesn't bend to your wishes. The innocent suffer, the selfish prosper, and no amount of pleading changes the outcome. You can rail against it, but the universe won't flinch. Stoicism offers a lifeline. Stop wrestling with what you can't control and embrace what you can. This isn't surrender, it's a rebellion against wasted energy. Consider a man whose business collapsed overnight, a victim of a market crash he couldn't foresee. He could have drowned in despair, but instead he echoed Epictetus. Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will find peace. He let go of the why me and focused on what remained, his skills, his resolve, his next step. From ashes, he built anew. What about you? What are you clutching that's slipping through your fingers? A lost opportunity? Someone else's choices? The weight of others' judgment? Ask yourself, what if you released it? What if you stopped battling the unchangeable and turned your strength inward? Acceptance isn't passive, it's the boldest move you can make. It clears the fog so you can see what's truly yours to shape. Let's face it, you're mortal. We all are. Death isn't a distant specter, it's a constant companion, whispering that your time is finite. Stoicism doesn't shy from this, it leans in. Living in accordance with nature means seeing death not as a thief, but as a guide, a call to live with purpose, not procrastination. Marcus Aurelius stared this truth in the face. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. He didn't fear the end, he used it to sharpen his focus. Every day was a chance to act with integrity, to love fiercely, to leave a mark that mattered. Seneca, another Stoic luminary, put it starkly: life is long if you know how to use it. Imagine your final hour is near. Would you spend it scrolling mindlessly, stewing in grudges, or chasing hollow applause? Or would you hold those you love a little closer, finish that project burning in your soul, stand tall in your truth? Death isn't here to scare you, it's here to wake you up. Embrace it, and you'll live with a fire that nothing can extinguish. These three pillars, control, acceptance, alignment, aren't a philosopher's daydream. They're a warrior's creed, forged in the heat of real life. You won't master them overnight. You'll stumble, doubt, and start again. But each effort carves you into something stronger, something truer. So, what will you do with this? Will you let these words fade into the background, or will you seize them as a torch to light your way? The world won't stop its relentless march, its beauty, its pain, its unpredictability. But with Stoicism, you can stand firm, not as a victim, but as a force. You can be the calm in the storm, the strength in the struggle. The choice is yours. Make it count. You're standing at a crossroads. Life has thrown its worst at you, loss, betrayal, failure, and you're left wondering, is this it? Is this what I'm meant to endure? But what if I told you that the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, forged by the likes of Marcus Aurelius, isn't just a dusty relic, but a blazing torch for navigating today's chaos? It's not about burying your pain or pretending you're invincible. It's about turning your struggles into strength and your scars into sources of wisdom. Let's dive into how Stoicism can guide you through the storm and lead you to a happiness that no one can steal. Life doesn't play fair. You know this all too well. When the job you poured your soul into slipped through your fingers, when a loved one's diagnosis shattered your world, or when the weight of endless demands left you gasping for air. Here's the brutal, unvarnished truth. Suffering is inevitable. But suffering without meaning? That's optional. Stoicism hands you the power to transform your hardships into a forge, shaping you into something stronger, sharper, wiser. Consider Sarah, a single mother blindsided by job loss during a global crisis. Bills stacked up like a tower ready to topple, her children's futures teetered on the edge, and despair gnawed at her in the quiet of night. Then she found Stoicism. She read Marcus Aurelius's words. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Those words lit a spark. She stopped fighting the unchangeable and focused on what she could control. Her effort, her mindset, her resolve. She took on small jobs, learned new skills, and piece by piece rebuilt her life. The struggle didn't disappear, but it became the fire that refined her into someone unbreakable. Now turn the lens on yourself. What's your mountain? A fractured relationship? A dream deferred? A loss that lingers? Stoicism doesn't promise to erase the pain. It equips you to face it. It says, master what's in your hands. Release what isn't. It's not a quick fix or a gentle pat on the back. It's a call to rise, to fight, to endure. What if the very thing breaking you today is the key to making you whole tomorrow? What if you stopped running and started climbing? Happiness. We chase it like a mirage, through promotions, possessions, praise. But here's the harsh reality. Most of us are chasing shadows. We pin our joy to things that crumble, a paycheck, a status, a fleeting compliment. Stoicism shatters that illusion. True happiness isn't something you grab from the world. It's something you build within yourself. Take Alex, a corporate star with everything society deems success. A sleek car, a corner office, a life polished for Instagram. Yet, beneath the shine, he was empty. The more he gained, the less he felt. One day, he stumbled across Epictetus's Enchiridion and read, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." It was a wake-up call. He began peeling back the layers, finding joy in a sunrise, a quiet moment, a genuine laugh. He didn't ditch his ambitions, he redefined them. Happiness, he learned, wasn't a trophy to display, but a garden to tend. So what about you? What's your version of happiness? A rush of adrenaline or a quiet peace? Stoicism teaches that real joy springs from living with virtue, from anchoring yourself in what matters, from knowing that no external blow can topple your inner calm. It's not about shutting out desire, it's about desiring what endures. Words are cheap without action. Stoicism isn't a philosophy to nod at and shelve. It's a practice to live moment by moment, choice by choice. So what will you do with this? Start where you stand. The next time life hits, whether it's a petty irritation or a crushing blow, stop. Ask, what can I control right now? Maybe it's just your breath, your tone, your next move. That's enough. Step forward from there. Let go of the rest, the regrets, the rage, the endless what-ifs. They're weights you don't need to carry. And happiness? Stop waiting for it to arrive on a silver platter. It won't. It's not a reward, it's a craft. Practice gratitude for what's yours, not bitterness for what's missing. Seek joy in the small, not just the grand. Live with intention, not just for fleeting thrills. You right here, right now, what's holding you back from this path? The world won't bend to your will, but you can rise above it. You can be the steady hand in the tremor, the spark in the gloom. Stoicism isn't an instant cure, it's a lifelong ascent. But every step you take is a step toward a life of purpose, resilience, and unshakable joy. You have delved into the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, uncovering its principles and applications in modern life. Now, as this journey draws to a close, one piercing question rises. What will you do with this knowledge? It's easy to let these lessons dissolve like smoke, another fleeting spark of inspiration swallowed by the grind of life. You might think this is beautiful but impractical. I'm too busy, too broken, too late. Stop. Stoicism isn't a magic pill or a passing fad. It's a practice, a slow burn, a way of being that meets you where you are. Take Elena, a woman in her 50s who stumbled onto Stoicism after a divorce shattered her world. She could have drowned in regret, but instead, she clung to Marcus Aurelius's words. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. She started small, choosing gratitude over resentment, action over apathy. Today, she mentors others through their own wreckage, proof that the Stoic path isn't bound by age or circumstance. It's tempting to close this book and let its lessons drift away like smoke, another fleeting spark of inspiration swallowed by the grind of life. You might think this is beautiful, but it's not practical. I'm too busy, too broken, too late. Stop. Stoicism isn't a magic pill or a passing fad. It's a practice, a slow burn, a way of being that meets you exactly where you are. Take Elena, a woman in her 50s who stumbled onto Stoicism after a divorce shattered her world. She could have drowned in regret, but instead, she clung to Marcus Aurelius's words. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. She started small, choosing gratitude over resentment, action over apathy. Today, she mentors others through their own wreckage, proof that the Stoic path isn't bound by age or circumstance. Let's face the hard truth. Life doesn't care about your excuses. It will keep hurling challenges your way, loss, failure, betrayal, until your last breath. But here's the kicker. You can't control the storm, but you can control the helm. Stoicism doesn't erase pain. It equips you to stand tall within it. It's not about detachment or denial. It's about owning your response, forging meaning from the mess. Will you crumble under the weight, or will you rise with the strength of a Stoic? Picture this. A year from now, you're hit with a blow. A job vanishes, a loved one falters, a dream collapses. But instead of breaking, you pause. You breathe. You recall that your power lies not in what happens, but in how you meet it. You move forward with clarity, not chaos, with dignity, not desperation. Or imagine a quieter scene. You're alone with your thoughts, the morning sun spilling through the window, and for once, you're not chasing the next thing. You're here, fully alive in the moment. That's the Stoic promise, a life where you're not a pawn of fate, but its quiet master. This isn't just a philosophy, it's a battle cry. The world won't pause for your hesitation. It will keep spinning, keep striking, keep demanding more than you think you can give. But with Stoicism, you're not a victim, you're a force. You can choose to live deliberately, to find joy in the fight, to carve a legacy of courage and calm. So, I ask again, what will you do? Will you let this moment slip through your fingers, or will you grab it as the pivot point it could be? The choice is yours, and it's urgent. Start today. Take one step, reframe a bitter thought, accept what you can't change, or simply sit with this truth. You are enough right now to begin. Your future self is waiting, watching, and it's begging you not to look back with regret. This is your call to arms. Answer it.